Cali, nobody wants to see your culo. Let's go.
I'm Nick Gallo, a USA Hockey Level 4 coach, a former WHL scout, and lifelong hockey guy. It's been a dream getting to work in the hockey world, but I also like to have a little fun. Okay, a lot of fun. Welcome to Holding Court.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Holding Court video. I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a while. I want to make this video as short as possible, but I did want to go over who the LA Kings should take with the second overall pick. Granted, of course, they don't make a move to trade that pick for a roster player or trade that pick back to receive multiple picks. This is just a video for if the Kings do make this selection, which I think they will, who I think that they should take. While we're here talking about the Kings at number 2 in the draft, there's a couple big things that have happened with the organization. They had to let go of their writer, John Rosen, who I gotta shout him out because that guy's just done unbelievable work, and I'm super critical of hockey journalists and all that type of thing, but John Rosen's a G, man, and that really sucks. Also, unfortunately, Mike Stutzle, who is the head coach of the Kings minor league affiliate, the Ontario Reign, coached the team to a Calder Cup championship just a few years ago when they were in Manchester. This guy is one of the very, very best AHL coaches. He's tremendous at developing players. I've always thought he was a completely underappreciated coach in the scope of talk about who's up next for NHL head coaching positions. As a matter of fact, when the head coaching position came up for the Kings, I was really rooting for Mike Stutzle to actually get the job, being familiar with some of the younger guys that were now up in the NHL. I believe Yaroslav Modry is the candidate to step up and replace Stutzle. I love Yaroslav Modry both as a Kings fan and as someone who I coached in a lot of the same rinks that he was coaching in when he was coaching the Junior Kings. Super nice guy, a good hockey guy, notable Los Angeles King alum. And in other Kings news, and possibly to the most impact, Mike Fuda is not going to be returning as an assistant general manager under Rob Blake. He was largely responsible, both Fuda and Yannetti, and Blake deserves credit too, for the Kings' just A-plus drafting the last few years. And as a matter of fact, not only the last few years, I mean, Mike Fuda and Yannetti were two big factors in building the 2 Stanley Cup championship teams. So just insanely good at getting production out of his scouting staffs and insanely good at scouting and evaluating players himself. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. But someone's going to jump up into that slot, I'm sure is good. Yannetti is capable, but we'll see. On to the video. As of now, we do not know who is going to be able to select Alexis Lafreniere with the first pick. Now, if you want to read some silly clickbaity hockey articles that say Lafreniere is maybe not going number 1, that's a large waste of your time. Lafreniere is absolutely, without a doubt, going number 1 overall, as he is the best, most complete NHL-ready player in this draft. I'm going to work my way up to who I believe the Kings should take at number 2. An honorable mention player. This is a guy who, if the Kings did take at 2, would be considered off the board, but it would not upset me, because this is a prospect I've loved since last season watching him. Anton Lundell, who, Hockey Prospect, has rated at 25.
You take drugs, Danny?
I'm pretty sure it's not a typo. I'm pretty sure they have him rated at 25, going at 25 in the draft. I'm not going to shit on Hockey Prospect or their scouts. I know they have capable people. I don't know how that happens, though. This guy is so ridiculously on point positionally. I mean, there's not a lot of prospects who go into drafts who are this solid two-way and also doing it in a men's league. He's playing in Liga. He's playing in the highest level possible in Finland. This is against former NHLers or NHL caliber talent. If you're one of those weirdos who give a shit about Corsi, he had the third best Corsi in Liga as an 18-year-old. Big plus of Lundell is his defensive game, his positioning. He's just so on point. If there were an NHL comparable to sort of stylistically to Anton Lundell, I would want to say a guy like Ryan O'Reilly, who's just an animal both offensively and defensively. And that's the thing with Lundell. He manages to be so good and solid positionally in his own zone. That actually does not take away from his offensive game. He's produced at a damn solid clip in Liga. Lundell was at a .63 point per game average. A guy like Patrick Laine, who's proved to be a goal-scoring machine in the NHL, was at a .72. So a little bit higher, but not tremendously higher. Kotkaniemi, Montreal Canadiens, highly regarded prospect, was at a .51 point per game in Liga. Mikko Rantanen, really good NHL player. Rantanen was at a .50 in Liga his draft year. So this just gives a little context. Solid defensive player. At the same time, he's scoring, and he can score too. My third choice to go at number 2 overall to the Kings. Your chonies are about to get really tight. I know a lot of people have Stutzle at 2, but I do not. Tim Stutzle. He has demonstrated that he can come into the NHL tomorrow and quarterback a power play to success. The type of player Stutzle is, he's sort of a pass first, pass second, shoot third type of guy. Awesome at quarterbacking a power play. And I don't mean to say this to drag him through the mud, but he is a perimeter player. He makes a lot of his plays from the outside. Mostly due to his awesome vision. The guy will find you with the puck. He's an almost perfect passer. Outstanding vision. Both A+s for him. It's important to remember, and this is a tricky part for any scout, I don't care what they say, Dell isn't the KHL. The Dell is definitely not the NHL. But the Dell is a damn good league, and it's a step up from major juniors. So you got to account for these type of things. The Dell is not a developmental league. They're trying for results. They're not trying for development. So there's different levels of coaching and things like that you're going to get. A game I really loved Tim Stutzle in was the World Juniors against Czech. Czech was all over Stutzle in that game, and Stutzle's response was excellent. He got banged up a couple of times, and it did not stop him. So he showed he's not going to back down to physicality, which is good because he's not a huge guy and he's not a physical player at all. Now we move on to my second choice, and it's not just because he has an Italian name. He's Austrian. Marco Rossi of the Ottawa 67s. I do like him more than Stutzle. One of the big reasons, Rossi's motor is through the roof. This guy is on all the time. He just never ending. Whether it's a forecheck, whether it's the rush, whether it's the power play. Marco Rossi had the most assists in the OHL. He had the most points in the OHL, and he had the best plus-minus in the OHL. I have Marco Rossi just as good of a passer, just as good vision, and just as good of a playmaker as Tim Stutzle. I think Rossi is the more complete player, and I think he is going to be the bigger offensive threat in the NHL. My number 1 choice for the Kings to select at number 2 overall, the big guy, Quinton Byfield. Even though Byfield didn't quite produce at the same clip as Marco Rossi, he is over a year younger, and he produced a whole hell of a lot. He's a huge guy, awesome at protecting the puck, which I think is just invaluable in today's NHL. If you could cycle the puck, if you could hang on to the puck, and you can make plays. In addition to that, he's got a great shot. I would much prefer Quinton Byfield as a big dude with good hands around the net to be playing right in the goalie's face on the power play. Possibly the half boards, because he is capable of making plays. But Sudbury at times was using him on the point on the power play. I didn't get that. That was really strange to me. Probably the most noticeable characteristic of Quinton Byfield is his speed. You have a big guy who can fly, protect the puck. He's a way above average playmaker and way above average shooter. Once again, keep in mind, this guy is one of the youngest players in this entire draft. When there's a big player like that who looks like they're not fully capitalizing on how to use their body, that also leads you to believe that there's a lot of untapped ceiling to go in their development. So the fact that he's doing what he's doing right now, and the fact he's going to continue to get that much better, I think you go for the home run, and I think Byfield's the home run. Byfield is not a physical player. Can he play physical? Yes. A little critique I had for Byfield: fast and tenacious in the offensive zone, and then there's a noticeable drop-off in the defensive zone. You don't love to see that, but is that correctable? Absolutely, 100%. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Everyone stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video.